And we are live here for our Florida State LSU coverage of the 2023 version of this matchup. Last year, Florida State barely squeaking out the victory in New Orleans. Big game here for both teams, as I will be joined by Anthony Sorgi with Sorgi Stories and Lincoln with American Football Network. We will be joined later on in the stream by them soon. So make sure that you go ahead, subscribe to all the channels, check out all the upcoming videos. A lot of videos coming out on all the channels, college football roundup and all of them included. So make sure you go ahead and do that. Also, make sure that you check out college football roundup, particularly. There will be a weekly show on there as we will have a weekly coverage of the top 20 games of the entire season. So definitely a big thing there. We will be right back after a quick commercial break. And we are back. We will be momentarily joined by Lincoln, the American Football Network, and the resident Clemson fan here, as this is a big matchup for him, as you have a lot of riding on this matchup if you are a Florida State fan. Make sure you guys share the broadcast with all your friends and family, as we are marching our way towards a big upcoming season here. With all sorts of more content coming out and stuff like that. But I'm going to wait as we get just closer and closer to game time. And we are back here for the coverage of our LSU Florida State game as the first half kick is underway. Florida State gets the touchback, and LSU will start off with the ball at their own 25-yard line. So make sure that you continue to hit that like button down below if you have not already, and also subscribe if you have not already as well. As we continue to get coverage of this game, LSU with a big pass play all the way down to Trey Bradford. Wow, that was a pass. Jaden Daniels got a good 55-yard gain, and then now, once again, another completion of Mason Taylor for 15, all the way down to the Florida State 5 within just a couple of plays. Just shocking results there for both teams, particularly for this Florida State defense, but a good first drive here from the Tigers as they are marching down the field with two Jalen Daniels passes going for a combined 70 yards, 40 seconds in. And this is a good game so far here for the Tigers as Lincoln is joining the stream here. And we are joined here by American Football Network. So, like I said, Jaden Daniels getting out to a good start. A 1-yard carry there from Trey Bradford, making it all the way down to the 4-yard line. Second and goal here for the Seminoles.
Yeah, good start to the game here for LSU. Came out with a huge punch on the first play, 55 yards. Daniels keeps on the second goal and just gets back to the line of scrimmage. So third and goal from the 4 now. As a flag is going to come out, though, I think unnecessary roughness as they kept on with the play after the whistle was blown. I think that's going to be unnecessary roughness on Florida State as they threw Daniels to the ground after the whistles had been blowing. So LSU might get a huge – we'll see what this penalty's on. Yeah, they got number 11 on the defense for Florida State with the personal foul for throwing Daniels down after the whistles were blown. So that's going to move it to the 2-yard line and make it first and goal here for LSU. A huge play early in this ball game for sure. This is not good for Florida State so far as the ball's at the 1.5-yard line, first and goal now. LSU going to hand the ball off, going nowhere, stopped at the line of scrimmage. So nice job there from Florida State. I mean, they've stopped them now that they've allowed them inside the 5-yard line. Just that penalty obviously hurts a lot. As you know, that gives them a fresh set of downs and everything. So that penalty's definitely could come back to hurt them. But we got it second goal now, still from the 1.5-yard line for LSU. We'll see if they're able to get in to the end zone. Play clock down to 3, 2, 1. They're not going to get it off. Well, the clock was at 0. They let them snap it. Norvell mad about it. The play clock hit 0. Nobody caught it. Should have been a delay of game for sure, as the pass to Malik Neighbors was not even close from Daniels. I mean, he just didn't put any air under that one. Got to put some air under that football on the fade. As third and goal now from LSU from the 1.5. They've had it. I guess this is they're going to be their fifth play from inside the 5-yard line. They haven't gained a yard outside of the penalty. As Daniel's going to throw third and goal. Got Neighbors, but I believe Neighbors was out of bounds. Yeah, out of bounds. So Florida State holds, bring up a fourth and goal. Brian Kelly with a decision to be made now, whether or not he will go for this for this or not, as this will be interesting to watch and see what they go with here. Is it looks like they're going to go for it, which I think is huge for their momentum. You got to come out and get a touchdown after the good drive you started out with. You got to get a touchdown out of it for sure. They're going to have to call a timeout here already. That is not good for Florida State, already having to burn the timeout. Because, the play clock was just running down there, and Brian Kelly forced to call the timeout there. So a mixed start here for LSU. They had the big play, got them way down the field, but now you have it. Now you got it with a fourth and goal here, and having to burn a timeout. So again, kind of a mixed start here for LSU. Good start here for the Florida State defense, though. Nice start for them coming out of the game on this one. As the football expert is going to be back with us here in a minute. Hopefully Sorgy Stories is able to join us as well, but we're going to take a quick break for this timeout, and we'll be right back. We are back as the fourth and goal. Daniels under pressure. He's going to be sacked. So Florida State holds defensively and makes a big defensive stop here early in this game, as there was just nothing open for Daniels. He dropped back. He was looking to pass and just got pressured. His running back got ran over. Guy came free off the end, and he's going to be dropped back at about the 14 or 15-yard line of Florida State. Yeah, about the 15-yard line. So just, again, great drive there from LSU until they got down inside the 5-yard line, and just absolutely nothing after that, as they were just, they couldn't get anything going after that, as Florida State takes over now with 11:54, 1st and 10 from the 14. Travis, play action, throws it out wide. He's got Jaheim Bell, breaks a few tackles and gets up to about the 19-yard line. The transfer from South Carolina, very underused last year. I think he's going to be a big part of this Florida State offense this season. And is already causing some trouble here in this game, as he's got a nice catch for about 5 yards, broke a few tackles, got hit about at the line of scrimmage, but able to break free of them and end up getting some good yardage out of it. 2nd and 5 for Florida State. Travis again, play action, going to roll to his left. Got a man, zips it too high to him, incomplete. Bring up a 3rd and 5 here for Florida State. You think they got to get a first down here, just to get some momentum. LSU had a great drive. Most of it on that 55-yard play to start the game. But you want to give your defense a little bit of a break. They had to make a big stand. They had to show up for you last drive, and we're out there for a good while. So, you want to help them out right here, and really help slow this game down from your standpoint, and kind of gain back some control of the clock. But a big 3rd and 5 is Travis in the shotgun, running back to his back. He's going to drop back to throw. He's got a man, Johnny Wilson, and they're going to call that a catch. That ball was low to the ground. Wilson able to get his hands up under the big 6'7", I believe he is, wide receiver for Florida State. And, yeah, he's able to get his hands up under that football for a nice catch for a first down. So a nice job there by the Seminoles to get a first down, as Travis under center now. Maybe they'll run it for their first play of the game, as they will. The handoff gets them about 1.5 yards, 2 yards. It's just not really anywhere to go on that play for Tofili. So a 2nd and 8 here for the Seminoles. Lawrence Toafili, again, nowhere to go on that play. 2nd and 8 now for the Seminoles. Travis drops back to pass. Got a man over the middle, Wilson again, and he's down to about the 47-yard line of Florida State, working it up close midfield. Nice throw and catch there for the Seminole offense, as they're putting together a nice little drive of their own here. They hadn't had a big play like LSU has, but they're moving the football down the field. Travis already 3 for 4 for 30 yards, and this Florida State offense looks dangerous so far through this game. Travis under center again. Toafili, I think that's Benson in the backfield, but Travis play action, going to throw it deep here, looking for his man, Micah Pittman, and he missed him, but there is a flag down. I believe this is going to be a hold on Florida State. No, they're going to get Johnny Wilson for pass interference. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty and back this Florida State offense up, as Mike Norvell does not like that call at all. Yeah, Wilson just kind of runs right in to the LSU defender and just kind of pushes him out. Kind of a bit of a pick play there from the Seminoles. So 1st and 25. Now that backs Florida State all the way up to their own 31. 1st and 25. But this is an offense that can definitely get you with a big explosive play, as they're going to hand this one off. And they're going to get a nice run all the way up to about the 43-yard line. Nice run there from Trey Benson, the junior running back, for the Seminoles. Nice run there, as Travis now in the backfield with 5 wide, all alone back there in the shotgun with 2nd and 14. So a nice 11-yard run there on 1st and 25. And okay, I thought we had some whistle blow. It must be somebody in the crowd. As Travis, under pressure, steps up, gets out of the pocket, going to throw it down the field. Incomplete. Was looking for Destin Hill, the freshman slot receiver, on the deep pass there. Not able to get it to him. as that pass will fall incomplete. Good coverage there by this LSU secondary, which is definitely their biggest question mark heading into the season, is what does this secondary look like? But Brooks, nice job to get his hand in between the football and the receiver's hands. Didn't turn, but made a nice play on the football. Wasn't grabbing the receiver or anything like that. And that'll bring up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 14 here for the Seminoles from their own 42.5-yard line. Travis dropping back under pressure. Going to throw it. He's got Wilson, who's going to have a first down up to the LSU 40-yard line. What a play there from Wilson and the Seminoles. Nice pass over the middle for Florida State, and they're going to have a touchdown, as that is Micah Pittman making a few guys miss and gets into the end zone. Or excuse me, that is Keon Coleman actually for the Florida State Seminoles. Micah Pittman was listed as number 4 for them at wide receiver. I forgot about Keon Coleman, the big transfer from Michigan State. Nice catch there on the slant, makes a guy miss, and he goes all the way for the touchdown for the Seminoles. So that puts them up 6-0 with the extra point pending here to make this a 7-0 ball game. Nice start for both of these offenses, although LSU's wasn't able to punch it in. But yeah, nice start for both of them. They both went on some nice drives, got down the field. Both of them have had 2 big plays as the extra point is up, and it is good. So that makes it 7-0 Florida State over the LSU Tigers. 2 big plays have really led these offenses and powered them so far through this game. But with that, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Oh, you didn't mark it. I'll look it up right now.
All right, we are back as Florida State with the kickoff, and that one goes out the back of the end zone for a touchback. As LSU, some big Labor Day Sunday games. Last season against Florida State, lost 24-23, and probably the best regular season game other than maybe Bama, Texas. And then this year they get LSU, Florida State again, and next year they play USC in Las Vegas. So interesting there for the LSU Tigers in that one, as their offense is back out on the field. Daniels and the offense take over at the 25, pressured, able to escape, running around, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard or two, but that's about it. That's about all he was able to get out of that one. Last season, forced 62 missed tackles, most in the FBS by a QB. So definitely a shifty guy. He was able to get 2 second, 8.
1st and 10, LSU getting a good pass there to Thomas for about an 8-9 yard gain.
Yes, so first down for LSU. Both of these offenses have been looking good. Florida State's defense was able to hold up. LSU didn't get anything once they got inside the 5. Yeah, inside the 5, LSU wasn't LSU didn't gain anything. So the handoff there is going nowhere. Back to the line of scrimmage is all they're going to get on that one, as LSU has not been able to get the run game going yet. But, I mean, really neither of these teams have been able to run the football effectively, as Josh Williams on the carry there got stood up. Couldn't get anything working on that one. Bring up a 2nd and 10. LSU has 14 rushing yards. LSU at -9. A lot of those, I believe, came off the Jaden Daniels scramble where he lost all those yards. As they go again in the inside with, that's actually Noah Kane back there at running back for LSU. And he gets, maybe 2-3 yards, bring up about a 3rd and 7 here for the LSU Tigers. So 3rd and 7 here for the LSU Tigers, as Kane is going to motion around out wide. Daniels alone in the backfield, going to drop back to throw, looking to the right, got a man. That's going to be Malik Neighbors, and he's going to get all the way into Florida State territory down to the 48 of the Seminoles.
A good pass there, as Daniels has looked good all game, other than struggling in the red zone. LSU's offense has looked very good.
Yes, they have. Both of these offenses have looked really good. Again, just that struggle for Florida State once they got down to the 5 or inside the 5 yard line. I believe they ran 6 plays from inside the 5 yard line and didn't get anything other than the penalty on Florida State. As designed, delayed QB run, and Daniels is going to run it all the way up to the 34 yard line of Florida State. And another first down for the LSU Tigers as they are moving the football down the field. So a nice game there for the LSU Tigers, as they've moved the ball well early on in the game. We mentioned the red zone struggle on the first drive, but other than that, they've moved the ball nicely down the field. This drive a little bit more slow and methodical than the last, where they had the big 55-yard play to set them up at the 20-yard line. Daniel's going to look to his left to throw, sailed that one high of his running back Noah Kane, or no, that is Williams out there for LSU, as not able to bring that one in, overthrew him. He probably would have had a first down, as there wasn't really anybody in between him, and that first down marker would have at least been up close. So far for LSU on this drive, 7 plays, 41 yards, 3.5 minutes off the clock, as this game's moving fast. We're only on our 3rd total drive with 4:18 to go in the first quarter. These new clock rules, there's not been as many drives. I don't think you're going to see as many high-scoring games this season. as Daniels dropping back to throw, looking to his right, got his man this time.
He's
all
open.
the way.
He's down the field. He's all the way to 5 and all the way down to the 1 yard line.
Lacey, big catch there for the LSU Tigers. Did he potentially step out a little bit farther back? He was definitely close to the out of bounds. We'll see right here. Able to stay in, kept the left heel or the right heel up
Hands
and
ball,
off of the out of bounds.
LSU finally able to get it in the end zone after multiple chances on the previous drive, making it 6-7 with the extra point about to go.
Yeah, Trey Bradford, nice 1 yard rushing touchdown. No problem there for LSU inside the 5 as they went straight down the field and scored. Interesting to see what this FSU offense looks like on their second drive, as their defense had no answers for LSU's offense on the second drive. So we'll see what kind of adjustments are made defensively for both teams here. See if we can get a stop, maybe our first 3 and out of the ball game, which I think is probably going to be tough to come by. Getting those 3 and outs in this game as both of these offenses are really good. They're waiting to potentially review this. Nope, they're going to back away. They're going to let them kick it. And the extra point for LSU is, as he's backing up, doing his little thing to make sure he's got it squared away. Kick is up, and it is good, and it is 7-7 as we are tied here at quarter 1 with about 3 minutes still to go here. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with the action whenever the game is off of commercial. Excuse me. As we are back here on the show, we got a 7-7 ball game with 3:48 to go here in the first. As this kick from LSU to kick it off after the nice touchdown goes into the end zone and will be kneeled for a touchback. As Florida State, nice drive their first time out. Both of these teams going on some nice drives. As we've got a good ball game on our hands, and interesting to see who wins. I'm putting a poll out on my chat. Make sure you guys vote on that, on who wins tonight's game, Florida State or LSU. So make sure you guys check that one out. And
I'll make sure that one's out on mine as well. So
okay, yeah. So make sure you guys go and vote in our poll. Make sure you like this video, help us out. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, as we got a 1st and 10 for Florida State here from the 25. And fake the handoff, throw it out wide to Johnny Wilson, and he drops it. That was the one area of weakness that he had last season, was the drops. Is that one kind of hits him right here? Kind of hurts. That'd have been a nice 7-8 yard gain, but he's not able to make the catch on this one, and that will be a drop there for the Florida State Seminoles. Bring up a 2nd and 10 now from the 25-yard line. Travis in the backfield, man to his right, sends a man in motion, going to fake the handoff. They've done a lot of play action in this game. Rolling to his right, dumps it underneath to, not Jaheim Bell, Trey Benson, and he's going to get about a 7-yard gain. Bring up about a 3rd and 3 here for the Seminoles. Maybe we have our first 3 and out here. Like we mentioned, I think these are going to be kind of hard to come by. I think these are going to be kind of hard to come by here with the way both of these offenses are playing right now, especially in the first quarter. Maybe we see some, or the first half, maybe we see some nice second half adjustments and can get some more. But it looks like Travis is going to be a good yard and a half short of that first down marker on the designed QB run. I doubt Florida State goes for it here. Might try and get them to jump.
No, it looks like they're going to go off.
Yeah, I think they're going to go off as the read option there for Jordan Travis. Yeah, he's a good yard and a half short.
Wait, are they staying out there?
Nah, they're coming on. The way the way they were showing LSU's defense out there, it looked like they might be going for it. Definitely still watch the fake here. I wouldn't put it past Norvell to run a fake on this one with the Seminoles, but highly unlikely considering they're at their own 34-yard line. And, yes, they're going to punt this one away to LSU, and that'll be fair caught back at the 16, falling down. Close, risky punt return or punt fair catch there, as he kind of misjudged that football, but able to hang on to it and avoid a big turnover, which we saw a few of these in last year's game that ended up letting Florida State back into the game and ultimately giving them the win.
This is a game that we disagreed on Roundup. I had the Tigers in this one, and you had the Seminoles. Definitely going to be a back and forth matchup between these two teams, but I'm excited to see where it goes with this matchup particularly.
Oh yeah. I thought I remembered the muff punts from LSU last season, and they show right there. Malik Neighbors dropped 2 of them. Both recovered by Florida State in last year's game. As Daniels on the play action, looking for Neighbors, and there's going to be pass interference.
I'm gonna guess that's holding up PI.
Yeah, depends if the ball was in the air or not. Yeah, they're going to give him pass interference. Okay. Big 12 officials for this game, as it is a big opening regular season game. Yeah, he's just holding them the whole time. Ball was in the air, still holding on to him. Going to be a pass interference there. So Florida State has had some 2 big penalties so far. Obviously this one doesn't necessarily – it wasn't on a big down or anything like that. It was on a first down, but does move LSU up to about the – where's that have them at? About the 22.
That's got to be farther than that.
Yeah, I thought it would be farther than that. I guess not. It's yeah. There's a flag going to be a late hit out of bounds.
No, we're going to get a holding. One of the refs is calling a holding on LSU.
Brian Kelly's not mad, so I would assume it's going to be late hit out of bounds.
Yeah, but one of the line judge was calling a holding, or at least doing a holding motion.
Definitely going to be a flag on the hit out of bounds. Norvell looks a little upset. I think it's.
I'm not saying.
I'm not completely
think
sure what's going on. They're having a discussion. Again, though, definitely a flag for the late hit out of bounds. As Kelly looks upset now, maybe.
Okay.
So no foul for holding. They are going to get Knowles for the Seminoles with the late hit out of bounds, extra 15 yards. That one could have been dangerous there. The LSU guy hit his hip right on the bench.
Yeah.
As he got knocked out of bounds. So that could have been bad for LSU there. That could have been a scary play, but ends up not being anything as Anderson got up and was okay. Yeah, that's a nice block there. He's inside the shoulder pad. Yeah,
he's way out of bounds.
Yeah, he's a good 2 or 3 steps out of bounds. As a good no call there on the holding. As he stayed inside the shoulder pads and let him go once the ball carrier was passed.
Okay, so we have Daniel in shotgun with a motion. Looks like they're in man coverage here. Daniels drops back, has good protection. Does get chopped down there for about a yard gain there. Looked like Malik Neighbors on the catch.
No, that was Neighbors number 8. I believe that was number 2 with the catch here. We need to get these rosters pulled up. We're not completely familiar with both of these teams yet, as it is early in the season. If you can get, yeah, as it'll be a 2nd and 9 now from their own 45 for the LSU Tigers. As Daniel's going to fake the handoff. A lot of play action from both of these teams. Daniels got his man. I believe that's Thomas.
Yeah.
Stays in bounds. Going to get all the way down to
we got another flag.
Another late hit out of bounds by Florida State.
That could even be targeting maybe, because I don't know if it was.
It was hard to see the angle, but he was definitely out of bounds whenever he got hit again there.
Norvell is not happy, but let's be honest and say this. It's his own fault. These are self-inflicted penalties. Yep. Once again, that's another 15 yards tacked on because it's a personal foul. It's going to be 15 yards after the play.
The biggest problem I see, too, with Norvell, though, is that, so it actually wasn't the hit on the ball carrier. After the play was over, 54 just shoved the receiver down for LSU that was blocking him.
Yeah, you're going to get in trouble for that.
One of the biggest things that I don't like out of Norvell so far is he's not really taking any of the blame. He just keeps looking at the officials like it's one-sided, which, 0 penalties on LSU, 5 for 53 yards on Florida State. But it's stuff that they're doing. It's perfectly
Jaden
Daniels with the hurdle gets caught midair and slammed to the ground. He is okay, though. Got up after that one. They're talking to the Florida State linebacker. Not going to be a penalty. I don't really see anything he did wrong there. He just stepped up and hit him. If Daniels can jump, they don't have to let him land. Wasn't anything aggressive. He didn't just pick him up and suplex him or anything. Just caught him in the air and put him on the ground. I think that's a clean play.
2nd and 6 here. There may or may not be one more play in the quarter. 6 seconds left. 5 seconds. 2. They are going to get the playoff. 2nd and 6 here. Daniels gets the ball into the end zone. A lot of contact there, but incomplete pass. Good no call by the ref. It's going to be 3rd and 6 going into the second quarter here.
Yeah, good no call there. Definitely a lot of contact. I mean, the receiver was knocked to the ground, but ball wasn't catchable. So a good no call there. But things are getting a little chippy. There's been a few big hits. Referees having to talk to some guys, about toning it down a little bit. But for the most part, they're letting them play other than the egregious stuff that you just have to call. But we are going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back for the start of quarter two. First down run for LSU, and they're going to get up close to the first down.
Going to mark them
about
a yard short.
Yeah, about a yard and a half short here. Bring up fourth and one. Okay, fourth down. 4th and 1 now for the LSU Tigers. So we'll see what happens here, as it looks like they're going to leave the offense out on the field here. 4th and 1 from the LSU 13.5-yard line or 12.5-yard line here.
Daniels has a man in motion, 3 seconds left on the game clock, and he kept it and not getting anywhere. And it's going to be a stop, turnover on downs. Once again, Kelly is not happy. Daniels made a mistake by keeping that. He should have gave it to the running back.
I don't think that was a read. I think it was more of an RPO. Look right here. The running back was kind of sneaking back out a little bit. Or the tight end, somebody was coming across.
No, that's
okay. Yeah, he's going to block. It looked like he was running out for a pass, and
no, that's still a read. That's a read option as
well. It's an RPO. It's a read option.
No,
he was clearly looking to pass there. It's an RPO.
Well,
he's got his tight end slipping out. I mean, the play was covered up. It didn't matter what happened, what he chose to do there, whether he decided to run it, throw it, or hand it off. They were going nowhere. Florida State all over that one. So their second, fourth down stand again as Jordan Travis and the Florida State offense take over at their own 15-yard line now.
Oh, my word. Wow,
Travis got nailed.
Jump as he's still going to get away with it because it was a screen pass. But if that was not a screen pass, that was an easy 7-8 yard loss.
Got the pass off, though. The tight end broke a tackle and ended up getting 2 or 3 yards out of it, too. Nice way to get something out of nothing there for Florida State. Is
a good
Travis
job
got hit as he threw it.
Yeah, a good job by he's not on the roster. 18 on defense. I don't see him.
I don't either.
This is the updated roster, so I don't know. Yeah. Well, if we can't find a player, that's just kind of how it goes sometimes when we don't have the updated roster, or I guess not the fully updated roster.
Yeah, I don't see him listed on the depth chart.
I think it may be Mikel Wingo because Wingo is the last name. Maybe he changed jersey numbers.
Maybe so.
3rd and 5 here for the Seminoles as you have a man in motion at the top of your screen. Good pressure from inside, but does get it away. That was a completed pass.
To Lawrence Toafili, that looks like right there. Yeah, number 9, Lawrence Toafili. So nice pass there to bring up a 1st and 10 and get a new set of downs for Florida State. As Toafili going to run this one again, he'll get about 3, maybe 4 yards on the run. We are in quarter number 2 here between the Florida State Seminoles and the LSU Tigers. 2nd and 6 here for Florida State from their own 31.5-yard line. Travis making some pre-snap adjustments, something that he's pretty good at for sure.
2nd and 6 here as you do hand the ball off to Benson. Going to get nothing there, making it 3rd and 6 here.
Yeah, Trey Benson on the run there, maybe got half a yard. If that, not a good run there for the Florida State Seminoles. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 5 as both of these offenses started out quick. LSU's offense has definitely looked the best. They've had 3 drives. They've gone all the way down the field into the red zone, all 3. But that red zone offense has not been good. They've been stopped on 4th downs twice. So not good there from LSU so far in the red zone. But Florida State, just the one good drive. This is their 3rd. They had a 3 and out on the other one. 3rd and 6, and Johnny Wilson again with the drop. We mentioned earlier in the stream, that was one thing, about the only thing he really needed to work on last year was just the consistency with his hands. That pass right to him, he just missed it. I think he knew he was about to get pretty lit up once he took about 1 or 2 more steps. Just kind of heard those footsteps, wasn't able to hang on, force another punt here for Florida State. So, not what you've been looking for really from the start of your offense. Defensively, you've been playing okay. I'd say you've been playing okay. You've given up 3 long drives, but had 2 big 4th down stops in the red zone. But
Calls a fair catch,
LSU muffs it again, and Florida State is going to pick up the football. We mentioned this as a big key for LSU last year in that loss. What let Florida State get back into it? The punt return troubles strike the Tigers again, and Florida State with some new life here as Anderson just looked that one in, missed it, and wasn't able to jump on it as it popped out. Florida State gonna pick it up, and I don't think they can return that.
I think you can.
I don't know if you can or not.
It's the kick returns that you can't return. It's onside kicks that you can't return.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can return the punts either. As either way, he didn't get any yardage after, maybe a yard or two after he was hit, or after he picked up the football. But a huge turnover there I don't think you can because he was inside the 20. They're going to be at the 22-yard line now for the Florida State Seminoles as just a bad mistake there by Aaron Anderson, the punt returner.
Good Travis throws an interception. Wow.
Travis throws the pick. Intercepted by number 22, Deuce Chestnut, the junior corner for the LSU Tigers. And what a change of events here as the punt return error does not haunt LSU like it did last season, as LSU was just all over the screen route. Travis was pressured. He didn't have anywhere to go with the ball. Tried to force it to Keon Coleman. Didn't get anything. And Chestnut comes away with the interception. Big interception there for the LSU Tigers, as that puts them right back in this football game.
The big thing about that is Jordan Travis has to know better than that. He has to know that he can't be making mistakes like that, that he has to be able to stay in it. We have some new people joining the stream. Make sure that you go ahead and vote. There's polls on both mine and the American Football Network's channels, so make sure that you go ahead and vote in those polls. As Jaden Daniels drops back to pass, and it is dropped as the TV has a panic attack.
And it is dropped. The way that he got up after the TV kind of glitched out, I thought maybe he caught it off of his bobble, but then you could see him shake his head in disappointment. So a drop there for the LSU Tigers, as it is 7-7 still here in quarter 2 with 10.5 minutes to go. And Jaden Daniels with the football as LSU is at their own 26-yard line here with a 2nd and 10, as Daniels going to keep it on the read option, and he's going to run. Got a receiver blocking for him, and he's going to get about 8, bring up about a 3rd and 2 here for the Tigers.
A good game there, as definitely what you're looking for when it comes to being able to get good 2nd down pickup after an incomplete pass there on 1st down. So Jaden Daniels did set the rushing record for LSU last year, 885 yards and 11 rushing touchdowns. Definitely a big-time thing there. So 3rd and 2, like Lincoln said earlier here for the Tigers, as Jaden Daniels drops back to pass, has a man open. Ball is tipped and dropped. 4th and 2. LSU is going to have their punt team come out, as it is a disappointing drive.
You don't know what Brian Kelly already went for it twice on 4th down.
Yeah, but that was within their red zone.
You know, with him though, you can never fully know that they're gonna punt the football. He does tend to like to go for it on 4th down, but yeah, they're gonna bring out the punt unit here as Patrick Payton, the 2022 Defensive Rookie of the Year last season, getting his hand up and knocking that ball or tipping that pass up in the air that fell incomplete. As LSU punt now. Nice punt. Gets a nice bounce on this one all the way.
Really good bounce.
Going to bounce inside the 10 all the way down to about the 2. It's going to keep on going down and check up perfectly at the 1-yard line. What a punt there from the LSU special teams, as they barely avoided one disaster the last time their punt unit was out there, or their punt return team was out there. Now with their punt team out there, they execute perfectly and check that one up at the 1-yard line. But we are going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with you guys. So it looks like on the punt, it actually hit an LSU player. Okay, they reviewed it to see if he touched it, and replay said he didn't. So they are. So the ball will still be placed at the 1. They thought it might have touched him. Yeah, he was just barely able to avoid that ball as it about made contact with him, but he was able to stay out of the way of it, and that will be downed back at the 1-yard line for Florida State. So they open and drive 7 points. The last 3 drives, nothing. And not looking good for them to start this drive, as they're going to have to go 99 yards to put a touchdown on the board. So we'll see. At least got to get got to get a first down and just be able to flip field position somewhat. Is Benson going to go on the carry, get about a yard to the 2?
That may only be even a half a yard. They may not even give him a full yard.
As I mean, LSU kind of knows what's coming, and they're doing a nice job of standing this Florida State run game up and not really giving them anywhere to go. Yeah. Okay.
But 2nd and 8 here, they gave him 2 yards on the carry. I don't know where they got 2. They gave him about a yard and a quarter.
About a yard, yeah.
But they mark it as 2nd and 8. 2nd and 8 here, Travis in shotgun, trying to get LSU to jump. They do not, as Travis goes out for a pass, gets it to Keon Coleman for about a 5-yard gain, going to get out to the 8-yard line. A good gain there.
It'd be about a 3rd and 4 for them here, as this is the situation for Florida State that you didn't want to see as a fan or a coach or player. You really got to get a first down here.
Well, at least you're out of your end zone and you don't have to worry about a safety as much here.
Not really the safety, but the punter's going to be at the back of the end zone from right here. I mean, you're only at the 7-yard line.
Yeah. So 3rd and 4, Travis in shotgun with Benson to his right. 2 guys down at the bottom of the screen and Keon Coleman up to the top.
Did they get LSU to jump, or is it going to be a false start?
Both sides pointing to one another. Travis saying it is LSU and LSU saying it is Travis.
Timeout prior to the snap by Florida State.
So it looks like Florida State did not like what they were getting in that package there. So they do
the play clock was running down there. They had to call the timeout. So we're going to take a quick break, but we will be right back with you guys. All right, we are back. 3rd and 4 here for Florida State. Need a first down at their own 7-yard line. Need the 11 for the first. Travis, empty backfield. So LSU, yeah, they're only going to bring 4. They're still going to get to him, and they're going to nail him.
Tips.
No, 2 LSU guys went up for it at the same time, almost picked.
Wow.
The guy in front of the other defender, if he'd have just let it go over his head, number 4 for LSU, Harold Perkins was right there to make the pick.
Brady Swanson getting the sack or the almost sack and the pressure along with Mikael Wingo. Just a good defensive stand there from the Tigers.
But another bad forced pass there from Travis.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that ball went up in the air because of the hit, but the intended – I mean, there was just guys everywhere over there. There was no way he was getting the pass completed, as LSU will call the fair catch and they will have it at midfield. So good field position there, and that's what flipping the field and flipping the field and getting good defensive stop can do for you is they will take over and needing 50 yards for a score here, as we are going to take a quick break as they went to yet another commercial break. Don't you love it? But we will be right back. We are back. So 1st and 10 for the LSU Tigers from their own 49 is Daniels design QB run. He's going to get up and run inside the 30 to the 25, makes a man miss all the way down to the 11.
A great run there. If you could have just had one more block from your wide receiver, it would have been a touchdown.
Honestly, kind of outran his receiver there. Kind of broke his ankles as well. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the receiver got too far down the field. It's 1st and 10 from the 11. Nice little pass to the tight end. Gets down to about the 4.
2nd and 3 here for the Tigers. A good pass there to Taylor.
Good play design. Not really a pick play, but kind of just a crossing route. Some confusion in the defense left the tight end Taylor wide open there for the catch. Bring up a 2nd and 3. Nice 7-yard gain there. We'll see what Florida State can do. They've struggled from here on their first drive, struggled in the red zone on their previous drive. The last time they were down here 2 drives ago. Is Daniels, the keeper, going to get down to about the 1. He's taking some hard hits in this one. Looks to have the first down, but he's taking some hits in this one. Not something you want to see your quarterback really doing.
Yeah, Daniels has definitely taken some rough shots here.
But, I mean, he's a tough guy.
Both him and Travis have taken hits, a lot of hits.
Travis has been more in the backfield trying to throw it. Daniels has been running. I mean, that play where he got slammed was –
wow, good stand there from Florida State's defense as they're going to make it get about a half yard there on the carry, but nothing much as it is going to be 2nd and goal.
Oh, yeah, nice job there from Patrick Payton to come in and help stand up Noah Cain, the running back there for LSU. And
touchdown,
Cain is going to
Tigers.
get in this time. Touchdown LSU as they take the lead here. Noah Cain, first rushing touchdown of the season for him as Florida State is out front 13-7, the extra point pending to make it 14. I hate this Herbie's clicker that they do.
I think it's Herbie's seizure.
Yeah. Yeah, it goes 100 miles an hour back and forth and then finally just plays the play out regular speed. As the extra point for LSU is up, and it is good. As they are up 14-7 on the Seminoles here, as we are getting closer to halftime. But we are going to take a quick break, and we will be right back as we have some college football prime time, and it is looking good for the LSU Tigers so far. Florida State offense hoping to bounce back. We are back as the kickoff from LSU is fair caught at the 1, so that'll move the ball up to the 25. As we got our athletic trivia question of the day. When was Florida State's last season opening win versus a top 10 opponent? Think about their last season openings. They played Alabama. They got killed with DeAndre Francois. This is probably going to be a Jameis Winston era. When I'm trying to think of who they would have opened with, though.
I'm going with USC. I think that they beat USC with Winston.
That was 15, right? Who did they play they play week 1 in 2014? I believe it was 2014 was the year. I can't think of who it was.
Yeah. Good tackle for loss there by LSU, as that is going to be a good job by Deuce Chestnut once again. LSU's really looked good against Florida State overall. Like, they're only beating them by 7, but at the end of the day, they have really been much more physical. They've been much more dynamic.
No flag down right there. I mean,
I don't think that was a flag.
Travis had already slid 2-3 yards on the play after the slide, and then he got hit.
I think
the way they've been calling this game with some of the flags that they've thrown already, I think you throw that. I mean, he's already down right there, and then number 2 dove into him. See, he's down, and number 2 dives into him a good 2-3 yards past the point that he slid.
Yeah.
As he actually took out Deuce Chestnut, his own teammate on the slide there, and Chestnut's still down on the ground injured.
Man, the Pac-12 finished the week with a 13-0 record. That's quite impressive for a conference that's going extinct next year.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call it impressive since they're going extinct, because a lot of their teams are moving up to better conferences. So, it's reasonable the Pac-12 could be the second best conference this season.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Potentially even the first best, because, I mean, who knows what LSU and Alabama are going to look like.
Also known as the best.
What's that?
Also known as the best. First best.
Yeah. But who knows what LSU and Alabama are going to do in the SEC, or even Georgia as they struggled for a little bit yesterday against UT Martin. I believe they were only up 17-0 at halftime, but got it together in the second half. As Travis in the shotgun now, got a lot back on that 2nd and 14, going to throw it now. He's got Johnny Wilson, who makes the catch this time, breaks the tackle, gets past another one, and pushes forward to the LSU 49-yard line. So here comes the third play for Florida State in LSU territory, as LSU has 19 in Florida State territory. That's been the big difference of the game, is even though Florida State's defense is holding up,
we got a false start here on LSU, or a false start on Florida State, my bad. It's going to set him back 5 yards, put him back at the Florida State 46. 4:35 left in the second quarter. Or I'm sorry, it's going to be an illegal snap. An illegal snap. So you are definitely looking at a big play, possibly here.
I'd like to see Johnny Wilson go deep some.
Yeah.
Against these young LSU quarterbacks, he definitely has the height advantage on him. He's going to have the height advantage on anybody he faces up against this season. As Travis drops back to throw, 1st and 15, got some pressure, able to get out and run, throw across his body, and another drop here. That's going to be Jaheim Bell with the drop. Throw was slightly behind him, but definitely a catchable pass, and drops have hurt Florida State a little bit in this game, as that's another third drop. But a nice throw from Travis across his body with pressure coming down on him. His hand got hit at the end of it. That really wasn't even behind Bell. It wasn't in stride, but it wasn't behind him, kind of right at him. And he just dropped it.
Yeah, you
got 2nd 15. That would have been a first down as well, up past inside the 40 for Florida State. So
Florida State really chemistry-wise has not looked good this game. They've kind of been a little bit off, very sloppy. The penalties have killed them. Offensive line has been a little bit out of sync. Jordan Travis going to get about 3 yards back there making it 3rd and 11 here for the Seminoles, as this is a big down for them in this second quarter, as they kind of need to get some momentum going into halftime, where their offense has really struggled. Other than that one touchdown drive, they've kind of struggled to be able to consistently get plays together and string drives together. As it's going to be 3rd and 12 here, 3:35 left on the clock. Jordan Travis in shotgun with Benson to his left, 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen, and Johnny Wilson to the top. He drops back, only 3 rush, a 4th rush late, but they are still able to get it despite 5 LSU defenders, and a 1st and 10 to right there with about 3:15 left on the clock.
Yeah, nice pass from Travis, was patient, stepped up in the pocket. I think this Florida State offensive line is having some big trouble right now. As again, like you mentioned, LSU only blitzed 3 and still got to Travis as he had to step up. But did deliver a nice pass, found the guy in the hole in that zone as he's pressured again here. It looked like they tried to set up a screen. He's going to run around, make something happen, and get it complete to his tight end for about a 7-yard gain there, bring up about a 2nd 3, 2.5 to go.
Yeah, Kyle Morlock with a good catch there, a good tackle there as well by LSU. But definitely Jordan Travis is getting a lot of pressure on him. 7-play, 49-yard drive. But you have a lot to work on when it comes to this offensive line. Like, it is definitely not in very good shape. Obviously, LSU has a very good defensive line, but even then, you're going to get about 2 yards on the carry, 3rd and 1, making it very manageable here. 2 minutes left in the half.
Trey Benson just put his head down, ran right at LSU, not quite able to get a first down, as it'll bring up, like you said, about a 3rd and 1 here.
I expect
with about a minute 50 and counting to go. LSU Florida State at least in field goal range. I doubt they go for a field goal here if they do get stopped. As long as they don't lose very many yards. But Travis on the QB keeper, he's going to get it down to the 21. So nice 2 yards past the first down marker, and that's going to keep it going. Clock does stop for the chains to move inside 2 minutes here. Got stopped initially, but kept those legs driving. Was able to bounce off some of his offensive linemen and get through Florida State offensive line to get some nice push on that one for the
just found the
first
hole
down.
there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Just kind of bounced off some guys, rolled around, and able to get it down to the 21. So minute 13 to go in the second quarter. Florida State 2 timeouts. They're letting a lot of time tick off the clock here.
LSU
as Travis going towards the end zone. That's going to be caught. Keon Coleman with the head tap for the touchdown. A big play here for Florida State. They really needed that one, as Coleman kind of carrying this offense in terms of the wide receiver position. Got two touchdowns for them. Their only points in the game, as a nice play there by Coleman to go up and over the LSU defender for the touchdown.
A big drive there from the Seminoles, as you really need it. Oh, but Coleman is limping a little bit. That's not what you want to see.
It looks like a cramp. Hopefully he'll be all right.
Yeah.
It's nothing major, that's for sure. He jogged off the field on his own power. Slight limp there, as Florida State is out to attempt the extra point. The kick is up and it is good. So we are tied at 14 with 1 minute and 1 second to go in the second quarter before halftime. I would imagine LSU probably going to try and pressure Florida State and move the ball down the field and play aggressive, not conservative. But a nice little fade route there by Coleman, as he just, again, got up over the top of the LSU defensive back for the touchdown. Keon Coleman, a big transfer, big get for Florida State. He's going to be a problem for defensive backs all season long. Him, Johnny Wilson, and Jaheim Bell going to be huge. As Coleman's going to go to the locker room.
More than a cramp.
Well, not necessarily. There's a minute until halftime. So, I mean, he's walking on his own power. He's walking pretty quickly. I think he's fine. Just a cramp, just no need to leave him out there. Might as well just go get him some extra treatment and help get him back out there ready at 100% for the third quarter. As Florida State is set to kick it off to LSU, and the kick is back, and it is going to be out into the end zone. But LSU is going to run this one, and they're going to get hit and dropped at about the 13. That kick looked like it kind of died in the air a little bit. It
looked like it almost bounced, but I don't think it did. It was a weird kick. I'm going with Southern Cal for this.
I'm going with the year 2014, 2005 versus number 9 Miami won 10-7. I know they had some big wins in that 2014 season. Jameis's freshman year on the way to the national championship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I just couldn't remember who all they had beaten along the way.
Yeah. So if you're LSU, you're hoping to get at least in field goal range here.
You got 2 timeouts, 1st and 10, 57 seconds from your own 14. Daniel's going to throw here. Got a man that's going to be Neighbors for a first down, and that will stop the clock at 50 seconds. Well, the clock's still it'll stop at 48. Okay. Some confusion there on whether or not to give him the first down as the chains are set, clock's ticking, 45 and counting. Daniel's taking the snap, dropping back. He throws. He's got a man, but he dropped it.
Once again, that was
in and out of the hands of Kyron Lacey there, the 6'2", 215-pound senior receiver. In and out of his hands.
Louisiana.
Yeah, couldn't bring the catch in there. And that's going to be one of those plays that if you're LSU, you're going to wish you had back when you get to the end, when you get to halftime, because that could have been a play that potentially, that's an extra 12 yards right there. That has you up only about 30 yards from field goal range.
Yeah. You're still good. 40 seconds, 2 timeouts, 2nd and 10. Bunch to the top of the formation and sacked. Ball's fumbled. Going to probably not call a timeout here. Probably just going to let it run down.
The big-time defensive lineman there for Florida State.
That's Jared Verse.
Huge play he's made. Yeah, Jared Verse going to be looking at potentially a top 10 NFL draft pick right here. Nice swim move there to get around the tackle. Daniels didn't even see him coming. That might have been a forward pass.
Yeah.
I couldn't really tell if he had control of the ball. His arm definitely went forward, but you couldn't tell if he had control of the ball or not. I think they
may have called it a forward pass.
I think they did. If not, then they're reviewing it because the clock is stopped at 25 seconds.
Yeah. I can't tell. Maybe LSU called the timeout, but it doesn't look like it. They haven't really said anything, so
and they haven't showed the scoreboard at the bottom to see if LSU called timeout or not. Florida State actually called a timeout.
Florida State did? Huh, interesting.
That brings up a 3rd and about 14. Maybe Florida State's going to try and put some pressure on LSU. I would definitely, if I'm LSU, I'd definitely run the ball right here to make Florida State use that last timeout.
I don't know. I'm probably doing an RPO here. I'm not going just straight run.
25 seconds. You got a 3rd and 14. It's obvious Florida State's trying to pressure it.
They're going to review it. They're going to review fumble.
Yeah, it's going to be under review. They would give Florida State their timeout back if it is an incomplete pass.
That looks like a forward pass to me.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. The problem, too, here for LSU is that the call on the field was a fumble. I think that's a forward pass, though. It looks like he has possession as he goes through it.
Yeah, even though he got hit, it still had control of it. Didn't look like a fumble. I think there's enough evidence there to overturn that. I think they'll be able to get it overturned.
Maybe not. The guy for ESPN saying that it looked like the hit caused his arm forward. It's going to be hard to tell. I think this one might just – the call on the field might just stand. Not confirmed as a fumble, but not enough to overturn it here.
And I think it's going to reverse because if he has his paper out and the pen, that generally – got to mark down the spot and the
honestly,
time.
For Florida State, if they are trying to pressure it and get the ball back and potentially get a field goal, you want the ball. You want it to be stand. You want it to be overturned.
Yeah.
Yep. So forward pass, incomplete. Yeah, Florida State not charged a timeout.
Gonna be
okay. It'll only be second down, I believe he said.
No, third down.
The ref said second.
No, he said third.
Well, he held up 2 fingers.
Well, he held up 3 at the end. You can go back, but
yeah, 3rd and 10.
He's held up 1. He held up 1 finger at first, and then put up to 3.
It's also hard for us to hear because we have to keep the sound down because we don't want to be copyrighted by YouTube and lose monetization on the video.
Yeah. 37 seconds left. Daniel in shotgun with
that might be big for Florida State, especially if they get a sack or something like here.
We'll see. It's going to be a handoff as the handoff is going to get some yards. It's going to go all the way across the 50. Idiotically, he stayed in bounds.
Not really because the clock stops for the chains to move. You're going to get up. It's only going to cost you about a second, and you get about 3 or 4 more yards out of it. So I don't think it doesn't really matter here. And it looks like LSU is just going to call a timeout anyways.
Yeah, I'd probably call one.
So definitely want to get 2 or 3 plays lined up here that we can go quick. Don't have anybody looking over towards the sideline.
Yeah, because you still have a chance at a touchdown here because of that run play.
Yep,
it was a great job because you got a block there, and just with the angles, it just definitely I still think going out of bounds was probably the better move, but oh well.
Well, you probably call the timeout regardless if you're LSU because you want to get 2 or 3 plays lined up. That because 30 seconds is a lot of it's time to run a lot of plays. But if you get tackled in bounds, or even if you get the first down and the clock stops momentarily, not a lot of time to look over and get another play call without wasting some time. So if you get 2 or 3 lined up, you know what you're running to work off of each other, then that saves you some time. As shout out to the Nationals as they got a ball guy down on the sideline wearing the Nationals hat.
30 seconds left here. 1st and 10 at the 40. Need about 3 more yards to get to the field goal range of Dylan Ramos. But Jaden Daniels got a man in motion. Looks like man coverage here once again. Jaden Daniels gets away
some pressure. Looks like he got thrown out of bounds though.
So
about 2-3 yards. Looks like the ball's going to be spotted right on where ESPN has the field goal marker for this LSU team here. I believe they've used the marker as just the career long of the kicker.
Correct. Yeah.
So not that is as far as he can go, just as far as he's ever hit in game, which is about the 37-yard line, and that's where the ball will be spotted. 2nd and 7, 23 seconds left. LSU still with the timeout here as Daniels drops back. He's going to throw.
He's got a man wide open.
And gets out of bounds at the 19.
17 seconds left. You got a timeout, so you still have the middle of the field you can use, though you kind of want to save that timeout for the field goal. But you still can use the middle.
I think right here you have some time to look to the sideline as the clock's not moving. I think you take a shot to the end zone right here and then kind of readjust and play your options out.
In my opinion, you take a shot at the middle if they're going to play soft in the middle.
Well, you want to hold – I'm not a specific part of the field, but you want to take a shot down at least to the first down marker. Because like you said, you want to hold that timeout.
You got a man open, but it was thrown behind. It was good that it was incomplete because he did step out of bounds there. So
yeah, he wasn't pushed. He wasn't forced out. He kind of he was kind of held out of bounds and wasn't allowed back in from the Florida State defender, but he ran out on his own.
So 2nd and 10 here, 13 seconds left. You probably have 2 plays max if you're LSU, just time-wise.
Before the field goal.
Before the field goal.
Yeah.
You have 3 total plays, including the field goal.
The way Brian Kelly's played it down here in the red zone, they might not even kick a field goal.
Maybe,
They
but
might just take 3 throws to the end zone.
Yeah. Jaden Daniels drops back once again, 12 seconds left. Got another man open. A little bit of a miscommunication there.
Looked like
9 seconds left.
Looked like Neighbors might have pushed off a little bit there too. That didn't affect the play, and as the ball was thrown well out of bounds. I think Daniels was looking for him to go more out instead of just straight back on a little comeback route. But yeah, I mean, LSU, they have struggled in the red zone. Only 50% tonight. 4 possessions, only 2 touchdowns. Got stopped on 4th down both times. As it is 3rd and 10, so this is likely the last play before a field goal anyways with 9 seconds on the clock. If you're Florida State, what would be nice for you here is if you could get Jaden Daniels to have to run around a little bit and eat some clock off. Maybe you're work 9 seconds off the clock.
No,
you're not going to be. Daniels is a veteran. I doubt that happens here. As Florida State will take their second timeout of the half. Smart move there from Norvell to take that timeout. I mean, you don't
see what formation.
Yeah, you don't really need it. With 9 seconds left, you're not getting the ball back for sure. You still got one to ice the kicker if that is even a thing and even really works.
I think icing the kicker is the most overrated and dumb thing. Like
I think
in a game-winning situation, that's different. But
it works on a big field goal to win the game, but I don't think it really matters. I think it's more just a waste of time in this kind of situation.
Okay, 9 seconds left. 3rd and 10 here for the Tigers. Neighbors to the top of your screen. He's the lone wide receiver there. You got a bunch formation to the bottom of your screen. You have a tailback to Daniels right. Playing a little bit of a cover 2 man here. Got a man in motion. Daniels getting away. Is going to throw the ball away. 4 seconds left. Going to bring out the field goal team most likely here.
He was in the tackle box.
He was outside the tackle.
And the line he didn't get back to the line of scrimmage, but had his running back Noah Kane there. That's what I meant. Yeah, he was outside the tackle box. Pass didn't get back to the line of scrimmage, but at the feet of Noah Kane. Damian Ramos, 6 of 9 on field goals last year from 30 to 39 yards. This is where this one will be a 36-yard field goal here with 4 seconds left. We'll see if Florida State uses that timeout.
Probably. I'm expecting it there.
And there it is.
Man, Zach Greinke is 1-14 this year.
Gosh.
That's terrible.
He should have retired a long time ago.
Yeah, and it's not even like he's had that bad of a season. I think his ERA is like 4.3 or something, which is not great, but it's not bad.
He also has negative run support from his team, the Royals' second worst team in baseball.
Yeah.
As while we're talking random sports here during this useless timeout from Florida State, how about the U.S. men's basketball team lost in the FIBA second round to Lithuania by 6, and at one point in the second quarter, they were down by 21.
Who is playing on that U.S. team? I don't care who is playing on it. The U.S. should never lose to Lithuania in almost anything. Maybe some random winter sport I'm fine with, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Okay, 36-yard attempt, 4 seconds left here in the quarter, or in the half generally. Kick is good, the hold is good, it's up, and it is good.
Right through the middle as that will take us to halftime, and Florida State down 3 going into the break as LSU with the field goal goes up 17-14 on the Seminoles of Florida State. As this has been a fun game, a close game like we expected. I think it's safe to say we both expected this game to be a closer game like it was last year, only a 1-point win for Florida State last season. I expected this to be a closer game as it's been an entertaining one, very back and forth. Yeah. Really the biggest thing I see so far in this game is just Florida State offensively struggling, but also killing themselves penalties-wise. LSU doesn't have a penalty against them. Florida State, I believe, at 8 penalties for like 60, 70 yards. And a lot of it's not just the refs being one-sided at all.
Well,
It's been Florida State just dumb penalties, just kicking themselves in the foot with a lot of these personal fouls after the play. So, that's something they're going to have to adjust to and fix up at halftime. Make sure you guys check out all 3 channels: College Football Roundup, American Football Network, and The Football Expert. Make sure you check us out. Make sure you subscribe and like this video, as we are going to take a break and head to halftime, but we will be back for the start of the 3rd quarter. We will see you guys then.
And we are back here for our second half coverage as LSU's kick lands in the end zone. It is going to be 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line as Florida State is going to start off this one with the ball. Make sure you guys go ahead, hit the subscribe button if you've not already. Like the video if you enjoy it. Comment all your thoughts and opinions down below as we get into this ball game. Jordan Travis here in shotgun as LSU comes out on defense. Got 1 to the boundary side, 3 to the field side. Trey Benson in the backfield to his left. Play clock was down to 2, but gets it off. Jordan Travis got all the time in the world as he escapes the pocket after a little bit of pressure. Got a flag there, just never turned around. It's going to be PI on LSU. So it's going to be 15 yards on LSU getting them a first down. You got to turn around if you want any chance at being able to get away with a call like that. He was covering Johnny Wilson and was being physical. You got to turn around. So 1st and 10 once again from the 40-yard line this time, and you got a run up the middle, going to get about 8 yards all the way to the 48-yard line. A good run there for Florida State from Lawrence Tolafu. Make sure you guys put in the comment section or in the chat who you think is going to get the W. Right now, LSU is favored 60-40 in the chat. 1st and 10 here for the Seminoles inside of LSU territory as they get another drive there. .410 left, or 14:10 left in this third quarter. As Jordan Travis under center, Trey Benson to the back in the I formation here. Florida State only has 6 plays inside of LSU territory as it's 1st and 10 at the LSU 48-yard line. It's going to be a handoff here. Going to get about 3 yards on the carry. Going to make it about the 45-yard line, 2nd and 7. So, yeah, you're going to get a good run play out there as LSU is playing cover 2, as ESPN's pointed out, and giving up a very soft blanket when it came to down low. So 2nd and 7 here for the Seminoles. As got a man in motion here. It looks like Jakeem Bell was in motion. It's going to be a pass to Keon Coleman, who's going to get just close to the first down, but not enough. Going to be about 3rd and 1.5, 3rd and 1 here. So Florida State is 6 for 9 on 3rd downs, and LSU is only 2 for 6. So definitely going to need help with that. Travis does a little flea flicker here. Not a good idea as it's going to go back into LSU territory, but gets the pass off, gets it off to Johnny Wilson. After all that running around, they finally get it across, and the trickery does work. Going to get the first down on that play as Jordan Travis immediately gets it. To Jakeem Bell. Jakeem Bell did a great job being able to get away from the defense. And Johnny Wilson doing a good job at getting open there on the play. 1st and 10 at the LSU 22-yard line. There's 11:40 left in the quarter. 1st and 10, I formation. Trey Benson in the back. Handoff there to Benson. Benson's going to get about 3 yards on the carry, going to get him out in the red zone to the 19-yard line. Good drive here from Florida State, being able to put a little trickery together with the pass play and with just a good overall drive, as this one's going to have Jordan Travis in shotgun with running backs to his right and to his left.
Sorry about that. The internet crashed, but it appears we are back now. I think we're good now.
Yep. Should be good. Do you want to change the... You may want to change the third quarter thing. And Florida State's about to kick a field goal.
As Florida State lines up to kick a field goal here.
Fitzgerald is 7 for 13 last year on 30
to 39-yard field goals, as that one is good. And we are even at 17 apiece.
You are going to want to skip ahead because we're way ahead of this.
Good football game here. As we are going to take a break as they go to commercial. And we're back. As our TV was running slow because the internet crashed. We have YouTube TV, so it's based off the internet. As Neighbors with the catch for the first down. Ball came out, but I believe he was already down and he recovered it anyway. So
about a 2nd and 1 here, 2nd and a half a yard to go.
This has been a good game, a weird game just like last year, for sure, though.
Yeah, it's going to come down to the wire like it did last year.
Yeah, I don't see either one of these teams really pulling away.
LSU had the opportunity to when, basically when they
That's not a flag. He was still in bounds.
Yeah, he may have been out of bounds.
Either way, yet again, another personal foul, late hit for the Seminoles. Jared Verse, that time the veteran.
Yeah, Norvell's like, you got to know better. Got to know better.
Yeah, these penalties have really been killing Florida State.
It's extended
Big
drives.
time.
It's giving them extra yards. It's
it has not been
beneficial to LSU. I don't think LSU's had a single penalty all game long. Yeah, he was out.
He was out, but I don't think they blew the.
Yeah, maybe not.
I don't think that's really one you should throw the flag on. Yes, he stepped out, but he also continued to fight and still keep running with his shoulder down into the guy.
Well, I don't think it was that. I think it was he had stepped out after that, after the initial step out, when they had blown the play dead. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
2nd and 6 for LSU here in Florida State territory. You look at the penalties. LSU 1 penalty for 15 yards. Florida State 6 for 59. As Daniels swings it out, the Neighbors, good open field tackle there by Florida State, loses about half a yard on the play. And that'll bring up about a 3rd and 6.5, 3rd and 7 for the Tigers. As they are, I was wrong. They're not in Florida State territory. They're at their own 47.
No, they are in Florida State territory.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, yeah, they are. ESPN just hasn't updated yet. As I was checking penalties on there.
3rd and 6 here. Daniels moved his back in motion. Looks like we have zone coverage here. Jaden Daniels drops back to pass and incomplete. Good coverage there from the cornerback there.
First, I thought that might have been picked.
It was a good defensive stop.
It was. The only problem I see for Florida State so far defensively is they really
it just went through his hands.
Yeah, just straight through his hands, dropped it.
Wow, Lacey.
Was a tight window for Daniels to fit it in, and he fit it straight in. Perfect pass, but dropped, and that will bring Jay Bramblett out for the LSU Tigers to punt this one away to Keon Coleman. Probably not going to have a return here. Either going to be a fair catch or let this one bounce.
Bramblett, one of the best punchers in the country coming out of high school, and has proven it again tonight by
both of his punts going inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, drop that one down about either the 18 or the 13. I didn't quite catch
It
if
was
that
the
was the 15 or
13.
the 20. Yeah.
So we will go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back after the break.
Well, we are back, and Florida State takes over at their own 13 again. They've had a hard time winning the field position battle here, but tie ball game at 17, got a chance to go down the field and to take the lead here on the LSU defense, and big stop there right out of the gate, loss of about 4, back to the 9.
2nd and 14 at the 9-yard line, their own 9-yard line. LSU has done a great job being able to stop the run. I think Florida State's going to have to get some passing going if they're going to get back into this game. Only a 3-man rush here from LSU. Still getting some decent pressure.
Deep shot down the field.
Keon
Coleman with the catch.
No safety help. With dropping 8 in coverage, you'd think you at least have some safety help there, but no safety help. Just a good route, got inside, and there was no
Another
inside
contested
safety.
catch for him as they're at midfield now. He has 6 catches, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns in this game. He's been the number one target in this game for Jordan Travis for sure. As the handoff now, they're going to get it to about the 43-yard line of LSU.
Yeah, you're going to
Nice
get
7-yard run.
Yeah, a good run there. 5 minutes left in the quarter. Florida State has definitely been much better offensively in the second half compared to LSU. Keon Coleman has looked really good today. Probably has been the best wide receiver of either of the teams. So definitely a good job there. Um, 2nd and 3 here at the LSU 43 as Travis chucks the ball to Keon Coleman once again, and good open field tackling as Coleman is going to lose about a half a yard on that play. 3rd and 4 here for the Seminoles going into LSU's territory, or in LSU territory.
Yeah, good block there by the receivers on the screen pass. Is that LSU defense swarmed to the football. Now you did have 2 guys blocking 1 man, which wasn't great, but they blocked well. They just, again, LSU did a nice job of swarming to the
LSU
football.
showed blitz. Good open field tackle once again, going to make it 4th down and 1.5 yards. So I don't
Gave
think
it to Jaheim Bell on the wide receiver reverse jet sweep type play, and Norvell seems like he might be going for this one. Near midfield, 4th and 2.
Yeah, I kind of agree with the decision. I think you probably should go for it. It's worth the risk.
Yeah,
I don't know whether you'll get it, but I think it's worth the risk.
A punt would be nice in terms of setting up field position, but again, your defense is not really held up. They've let LSU go down the field. They haven't held up in their own territory, at least.
The second half has been pretty good for LSU's defense, though, or Florida State's defense against LSU's offense.
Travis going to throw it. He's got the little screen slip past to Jaheim Bell, and he's got a lot of field to run. All the way down
Bell's
inside the 20. He's still going.
5.
He's going to get down to the 1. Huge tackle there by LSU. Slammed him down. He hops right back up. Get down to the 1. So what a play call there. About a 40-something yard gain on that one.
Yeah, it's going to be about a 41-yard gain as you get all the way down to the 1-yard line. Terrible coverage there by LSU. Just did not cover Jaheim Bell at all, but gets a good fake there. Touchdown, Florida State. 2:42 left on the clock. As the Seminoles make it a 23-17 ball game, and Florida State's aggressiveness when it comes to blitzes and getting after the quarterback has almost hindered them, as there's been no gap discipline when it comes to covering the guys that have gone past you. You got to be able to do that both in the Jaheim Bell pass and in the Jordan Travis read option.
And the extra point for Florida State is up and good. So Florida State with a 7-point lead here, and they're looking good so far here in the third quarter as they've got a nice stop on LSU, and now they get a nice drive there. Big 4th down conversion there. Nice call by Norvell and his staff to get a huge gain. And ultimately set them up for a touchdown, and a nice play call there on the 1st and goal as Travis went into the end zone untouched. But we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the action. We are back, and the kickoff from Florida State is going to be fielded about the 15 for LSU and tripped up at about the 23-yard line. I think they're going with the sky kick type of strategy here on the kickoffs. Just kick it way up in the air, make him return it, but give your coverage team time to get down there and kind of limit the return. It works out better right in that situation than kicking it out the back of the end zone, only by 2 yards, but as they're showing highlights of the Colorado TCU game. Now, that was a great game yesterday, probably the best game of the weekend so far. I would say this one's probably topped that just because of the caliber of teams.
Yeah.
Entertainment-wise, definitely Colorado TCU. Yeah. As Neighbors with a nice catch for about 13, 14 yards there for LSU and a first down on their first play of this drive.
Mm-hmm.
Big drive here for LSU. Got to get some momentum back. Got to get some points on the board, even if it's just a field goal. Got to get something to let Florida State know, hey, we're still here. It's the ball at their own 36 now. Daniels going to be sacked.
Ooh, that was a hit.
Down to the 32. Yeah, he takes another hard hit.
Probably going to lose about 5 to 6 yards on that sack. Look at 55 hit here.
Yeah,
it looks like he may have missed it.
Yeah, I think he might have missed him. Daniels was just pulled down.
Second and 14 here. 1:35 left in the third quarter. 8 seconds left on the game clock as Daniels gets the ball off. Only going to get about 3 yards here. Going to make it about 3rd and 11 here for the Tigers on this drive here.
Yeah, that FSU defense not allowing much now on the offensive line.
Daniel in shotgun with. Oh, we got a jump.
Florida State jumped.
That is
You can't
big.
be doing that. Again, Florida State just killed themselves. Now it's going to be a 3rd and 6 for LSU instead of 3rd and 11. That's huge because, this is a down now where LSU can run the football.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 3rd and 11, probably not going to run the ball. Now that puts your defense in a tough spot. Who knows what's going to happen here?
Yep.
As, again, Florida State 7 penalties for 63 yards, LSU 1 penalty for 15. That's been one of the biggest differences in the game so far. But Florida State's still up, though, 24-17, although LSU's left at least 6 points on the board. As Daniel's going to throw, and he's got his man for a first down to the 49-yard line or 48-yard line of LSU. Moving it up near midfield. Nice throw and catch there from Travis to his receiver. And the offsides, encroachment by Peyton really costed Florida State there on that one for sure.
5 seconds.
See if LSU snaps it here. 1 second to go in the third, and they will get one last play off. Daniels going deep. He's got a man wide open, but he underthrew him.
That's still a drop, I think. I think it got to him.
It got to him, but he underthrew him.
Wow.
He was wide open. I don't think Florida State thought they were going to throw the ball or snap the ball. Thomas was wide open down the field.
I don't know what they.
No, he was ready. The Florida State defensive back just never turned to really look at the.
It was in his hands.
The receiver, he just kind of drifted about 10 yards away from him.
Yeah, I don't know what they were. Maybe they were running a cover 3, but I don't. Even then, your assignment is him. So I don't know what you're doing. Well, we're going to go to a quick commercial break before we get started with some fourth quarter coverage here.
So we are back. And was that intercepted?
Yep.
That's going to be intercepted by Florida State. A huge play in this game. Yeah, intercepted as Neighbors just fell down. And Florida State going to run it all the way back about 30 yards as Daniels had to make the tackle there as Neighbors just fell down and slipped on the route. And Florida State going to have this with pretty good field position already in LSU territory. Big play in this game at the start of the fourth quarter as, especially Florida State, with these new rules, LSU probably only has 2 more possessions.
Yeah.
So if Florida State's able to go down the field and score a touchdown on this.
He's down.
Oh, he's going to be down where he picked it off. So they don't get all the yards, but they still get the ball and still get field position at their own 42.5-yard line.
Neighbors. I don't even know how you get in that position now.
I don't either. I think maybe he went to do a comeback and his feet just came out from under him.
Yeah.
I don't know. The corner for Florida State just kind of looked up and the ball was right there at him, too.
Yeah.
Kind of a weird play there. Neither one of them were expecting them to neither one of them really expecting them to throw the ball. Daniels to throw the ball their way, but interesting, too, they don't reset the game clock off of that.
They should.
He didn't tell them to reset it. But, yeah, it seems like they would.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they don't.
I mean, it's not a big deal. It's like 3, maybe 4 seconds.
If Florida State gets a touchdown here, that could start to open it up here. But
yeah, they didn't reset the clock any. But, again, only 3 or 4 seconds is Benson with the carry, and he's got some space up into LSU territory to about the LSU 47 and a first down for the Seminoles as this offense seems to be rolling now. Florida State has made some great first halftime adjustments. LSU scoreless so far here in the second half as Florida State has scored 10 and on the move looking for more here. Travis in the shotgun, 1st and 10. 14 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock. Handoff to Benson again. Makes a few guys miss, breaks a few tackles, gets about 4 or 5 yards on the carry to bring up about a 2nd and 5.
14 minutes remaining in this game. The Florida State run game is finally getting going. Definitely a good job by the Florida State offensive line to be able to start to piece together this as they really struggled early on in the game. In the second half, the yard differential really tells the story, 150 to 56.
Oh, yeah, as Benson nowhere to go on this one, but does break a few ankles still up, and he's going to lose about 3. Probably should have kept going to the corner when he got back to the line of scrimmage instead of losing 3.
Well, at the end of the day, 3rd and 9, 3:22 left in the game. LSU playing some pretty stingy defense. They got to get a stop here. You got to get the ball back without giving up any points because
if this Florida State offense gets just to 4th and 3, 4th and 2, I wouldn't be surprised if they go for it again here.
Yeah, if you get 4 or 5, if you get 5 yards, you may just kick it because you may be within field goal range by that point.
Yeah, maybe so. As Travis on the quarterback keeper, he's going to have a first down and more down to the 28-yard line.
That was
of LSU.
Pathetic defense.
Great play call there. Florida State LSU definitely not expecting the quarterback run from Florida State. And good play call in there by the Seminoles. It's 1st and 10. We're under 13 to go here. About 12 and a half minutes left to play. This clock just continues to roll. that's good for Florida State, especially if they make this a 2-score game here.
Down all the way at the 28-yard line as LSU does bring a blitz, but it is picked up and going to get about 6 yards on the pass to Keon Coleman, who continues to be by far the best wide receiver in this game.
And a problem for that LSU defense. They don't seem to have an answer for him whatsoever. Florida State doing a nice job of mixing it up, moving him all around, and really taking advantage of that LSU defense. A lot of them with their hands on their hips. They look gassed out there so far. Florida State has ran 52 plays on them so far, which isn't a whole lot, but first game of the year.
Ooh.
Definitely something positive. There's a nice pass. Johnny Wilson lowering the shoulder, getting to the 9 of LSU as it looks like the LSU defender's down.
Yeah.
Might have caught a thigh to the helmet right there.
Helmet to the thigh, I think is.
When Johnny Wilson lowers his shoulder, he put his helmet right in Johnny Wilson's thigh. Because, when Johnny Wilson lowers his shoulder, he's 6'7", so he's still going to be about waist high to a lot of these other guys.
Well, we'll take a quick timeout break as the commercials start to roll once again.
All right, well, we are back. Florida State, though, on the move down at the LSU 9-yard line as they are looking good here in the second half as we're about a third of the way into this fourth quarter with 11 and a half minutes to go, clock ticking now. Florida State has this football at first and goal. You look at Jordan Travis tonight, 21 of 28, 291 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 10 straight completions from him. So it's been a good game for him. He does have one or two other passes probably should have been intercepted. Also, his receivers have about 3 or 4 drop passes as well, as they're going to hand it off to Jaheim Bell. He's going to get about 3, make it second goal from the 7. Brian Kelly looking nervous on the sideline as his guys down a touchdown. Need to stop here because, like we mentioned earlier, they're probably only going to get 2 more possessions in this football game. And that second possession, the second possession they get, they're probably not going to have a whole lot of time left. So those timeouts are definitely valuable if you're the LSU Tigers right now.
You probably get 3 possessions with the timeouts.
Maybe.
If you make a stop.
It depends on the control here, the ball control.
Coleman.
But Keon Coleman, his 3rd touchdown of the game in his Florida State debut, and it is looking good for the Seminoles as they score yet again. And now they are up 30-17, looking to make this a 31-17 ball game with the extra point. Coleman he's having a huge game. Florida or LSU
He is just beating up on Duke Chestnut.
Yeah, LSU just no answer for him. He's made several good contested catches, 2 of them for touchdowns. His first touchdown of the game. He 40-yard catch and run that made a few guys miss. So he's done a little bit of everything, scored in a lot of ways in this football game, and the extra point now for LSU. The PAT try now is up, and it is good. That makes it a 31-17 football game, and it's not looking good for the LSU Tigers right now. They got their backs against the wall for sure. They're going to have to make a lot of plays in this football game. You need this LSU team to win for you because
I really do.
You are already down 4 games in the roundup, about to be down 5, maybe 6 after tomorrow if Clemson's able to pull off the win.
Yeah, it is. It's not looking great in roundup, but it's also week 1. I'll be fine. So, like I said earlier, person that's won week 1 has lost the season. So I'm fine with losing week 1 if it gets me the season title.
Yeah, we'll see about that. The like you mentioned, the person who's won week 1 in our previous 2 years is lost in the end, but they've never been up 6 games.
No, we have not, but we have came back from 6-game leads before.
Yeah,
both of us in our seasons of victory have come back from even greater. I think I was down 8 games, up to 8 games last year, and I think you were down by 9 games.
Yeah, I think I was at 9 that first year, about midway through the season, and then
you had. We both had that week. I had the week before rivalry week. You had rivalry week.
I think we both went 19-1 in those 2 weeks.
I went 18.
Both of them, but I think that you went 18-2, and I went 17-3 the next week.
And it was you just missed all the games last year. That week before rivalry week, lost 6 games, and it went from a 2-game lead to an 8-game lead. And the other year, I lost 5 games. It went from a 4-game lead to a 9-game lead, and it was just insurmountable at that point.
Yeah, it gets pretty difficult when you get down by a lot of games when you get later on into the season, because then you got to start making some picks that are 50-50 or even 40-60. And just
I'm fine being down. I don't want to be down by I obviously don't want to be down by 6 games to start off the season, but I definitely would rather be down at the beginning of the season by 6 than at the end of the season by 6.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with you guys. Well, we are back, and the kickoff from Florida State into the end zone. LSU gonna take the fair catch and bring it out to the 25 to start their drive with 10:18 to go here. And like we mentioned, wall back against the wall here for the LSU Tigers. It's a struggle right now for them, and obviously hoping that if you're an LSU fan, hoping that you can come back. I don't really see that right now. It's not a possibility for sure, but it's going to be hard to come back here for your LSU. I mean, you got to score on this drive for sure. You need a touchdown here, and that drive's not going to start out good as they lose 5 yards on the first play. That running play went absolutely nowhere. But yeah, you need a touchdown here for your LSU. And then you got to get a defensive stop, something you really struggled to do in the second half of this football game. That's been a big struggle for LSU's defense, as Florida State's defense seems to have made some good adjustments, as Florida State has 189 yards of total offense in the second half to LSU's 51. And like you said, that's been the big difference in this game, in the second half, and really what's given Florida State the edge is they're going to get after Daniels and they're going to sack him back down to the 11. Huge sack there for Florida State, and the momentum is clearly all on Florida State's side now. Florida State in this ball game.
You gotta get something going.
They brought the delayed blitz, played great coverage behind it, and Daniel's just not anywhere to go with the football. LSU's offensive line, even if they saw it coming, didn't have enough people back there protecting to even pick it up anyways. As now it's 3rd and 22, LSU at their own 12.5-yard line. We'll see if they can
get 6 guys in to protect, and you still can't get a great protection.
Yeah, they're going to throw it, get back to about the 20, so it's going to be a 4th and 15, and they're going to have to punt the ball away to Florida State here with 8:40 and counting on the game clock now. Brian Kelly obviously upset there. The good thing for both of these teams is they're both ranked in the top 10, and they both have a lot of big games on the schedule. So neither team out of college football playoff contention with a loss.
Especially LSU.
Yes,
Florida State,
especially LSU.
Would be more difficult. They could get in with 11-1.
I see the problem with Florida State is they would have to win out the regular season and win the ACC championship.
You probably have to beat Clemson twice.
Yeah, you probably don't beat Clemson twice. So definitely a good thing for them to win this game because that allows them a loss too. Obviously, you don't want to lose later in the season. So if you are going to lose a game this year, you probably want to lose to Clemson at home in week 3 because, the committee tends to forget about September.
Yeah, they really do.
For the most part. They tend to forget about September. And I mean, Florida State could be 12-0 going into the ACC championship and lose by a field goal to an 11-1 Clemson team, and they wouldn't get in. They just wouldn't, even though they probably would have the better resume, considering they would have beaten LSU week 1, the number 5 team in the country, would have beaten Clemson on the road, who probably going to be. If Clemson beats Duke, they might jump ahead of LSU. Considering this game is 31-17, LSU might drop a good ways. I think personally, USC should drop at least 2 spots in the rankings, considering the way their defense is. I mean, if they play an offense with a pulse, they give up 40 points.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting. Well, we're going to take a quick break during this commercial break, but we will be back soon as the game is back on. We're back, and the first down run by Trey Benson is a very productive run as he gets about 12, 13 yards for the first down.
Trey Benson really looking good as he has continued to get almost even better and better throughout this game. This offensive line has definitely got a lot more push later on in the game as they seem to have worn down this LSU defensive line.
Oh, yeah, for sure. As Travis pressure just throws it at the feet of Jaheim Bell. No need of pressuring it, forcing it there. Nice veteran move there by Travis for sure. And this one is – we've seen him make a few errors early in the first half. Had the interception where he kind of forced it. Had one that should have been intercepted deep in their own territory, but was bobbled by the LSU defenders and fell innocently to the turf. Had the one that was tipped that could have – or no, that was Daniels that had his tipped way up in the air. But it's been Travis has a man wide open down the field. Jaheim Bell to the 20-15-10, 5 touchdown Florida State. And that pretty much ends this football game here.
It's going to cap it off.
That's going to pretty much end this football game.
Brian Kelly is looking not so happy there on the sidelines.
Not at all. Jaheim Bell kind of slipped out. Nice throw from Travis. Great throw across his body, rolling to his left. And he's
Scotty
able
B
to,
joined us.
Yeah, Scotty B.
Scotty
says
B, what
Florida State
happened?
should run the ball next 2 plays to Mel Klug. Never mind the touchdown, make it a 3-possession lead for sure, man.
What happened yesterday?
Man, what are your thoughts on that Baylor game, Scotty B?
That's a tough one to take.
It is. That was very surprising. As I saw an interesting stat. Colorado had 56 transfers, the first in FBS this year. Texas State had 43.
They were
third
the
in
second.
FBS.
No, or they had the second most new players.
That's right. It was
it
was new players. That's what it was. They had the third amount of transfers. It was new
Yeah.
players. They were second, and both of them won big upsets too. I believe both of them were 20. I believe both of them were 20-point underdogs.
Texas State was 27.5-point underdogs.
I believe Colorado was 21.5, or
20.5,
20.5, something like that.
Yeah, 20.5 was Colorado. Depending on which site you're looking at, some are different. But at the end of the day, you do get that. It does make for an interesting kind of method when you go into the next off season and seeing what people think about kind of making it more of a theme that you do get transfers in and stuff like that. So definitely something there. So we're going to go on another break and we will be back here in a little bit. Okay, guys, thank you everyone for joining the streams all throughout this weekend. Unfortunately, we will not have a Duke and Clemson live stream tomorrow. There's just a little bit too much going on in order to do that. But thank you everyone that's tuned in to all the live streams throughout these 3-day period of Friday night with Georgia Tech and Louisville, and Saturday with all the streams there, and then today's stream of Florida State LSU. Thank you guys all for checking in. Make sure you check out all the channels if you have not already subscribed. I'm sure if you're watching us this late, you probably are subscribed to all 3 channels. But make sure that you checked out College Football Roundup, The Football Expert, and American Football Network. One last thought before we close. One word: disappointing. The O-line couldn't protect or run block. The defense couldn't do anything besides gift 2 fumbles and the first drive of the game, 6 points off those turnovers. Yeah, Baylor had definitely a disappointing game.
definitely have a lot to work on, and you have Utah coming in this week, so it does not get any easier, and definitely in trouble this season, probably to miss a bowl game if you don't get it turned around really quickly. Lincoln, any closing thoughts before we end the stream?
I expected this game to be a lot closer. We both even said we think early on in the third quarter, we think this game is going to be closer. We didn't really see either team pull it away, but that LSU offense just sputtered. They haven't scored at all in the second half, and it's been all Florida State here.
It really has.
And a big win for the Seminoles to start out their season 1-0 as Brian Kelly and his LSU Tigers start out the 2023 campaign with a disappointing loss. But yeah, that wraps up today's stream. We appreciate everybody that has watched and followed along and subscribed to us. We've got a lot of great viewership on these streams, and we'll be bringing you Alabama, Texas next week. But we appreciate all of you guys, and we'll see you next time.